Yamamamai, mamai. Yamamamai, mamamai, mamamai, mamai. Yamamamai, mamai. Yamamamai, mamai. Yamamamai, my, my, mamai. Yismechu hashamayim v'tagel haaretz yiram hayam umelo. Yismechu hashamayim v'tagel haaretz yiram hayam umelo. Yamamamai, mamai, yamamamai, mamai, yamamamai, mamamai, mamamai, mamai, yamamamai, mamai, yamamamai, mamai, yamamamai, mamamai, mamamai, yismechu hashamayim v'tagel haaretz yiram hayam umelo. Yismechu hashamayim v'tagel haaretz yiram hayam umelo. Yamamamai, mamai, yamamamai, mamai, yamamamai, mamamai, mamamai, mamai, yamamamai, mamai, yamamamai, mamai, yamamamai, mamamai, mamamai, mamai. Yismechu hashamayim v'tagel haaretz yiram hayam umelo. Yismechu hashamayim v'tagel haaretz yiram hayam umelo.
Beautiful. So, from the Talmud, this is a sugya, or a story from the book of the Talmud called Shabbat, and it talks about these two rabbis who were friends, colleagues, friends, soulmates on many levels, Hanina and Yanai, Rabbi Hanina and Rabbi Yanai. And so they lived in the 3rd century. They lived in a place called Sipori, which is in the Galilee. And this was the area of the country that many of the Jews and the rabbis specifically kind of created their yeshivas after the temple was destroyed and after we were kicked out of Jerusalem. So, Yanai and Hanina were talking one day, and they determined that Shabbat was qualitatively different than any other day of the week, obviously, and so for that reason that they needed to dress up in their finest clothes. And that is how you honor Shabbat. And so together they dressed up in their finest clothes. And I think, by the way, this is probably part of the reason why we feel like it's important to dress up at least a little bit when we come to Shabbat services. In any event, so they dressed up and they went out to begin the prayer, their Kabbalat Shabbat experience, which would begin and usher in the Sabbath. And Hanina and Yanai, they found a place that seemed right, and they began. And one of them, that was Hanina, he settled in with the words, Ba'u v'netze likrat Shabbat hamalka, which you might be familiar with from Hachama mirosh ha'ilanot. And so he said, this is Hanina, he said that we should greet Shabbat in the same way that we greet a queen, Shabbat hamalka. And we should experience Shabbat in the same way that, that if we were to see a queen, we should have the same type of royal and honorific type of way that we think about her. And meanwhile, Yanai said, to open up his prayers, he said, Boi chala, come my beloved, my bride, come my bride. And Yanai was saying, no, we don't treat Shabbat like a queen. A queen like that's something different and apart from us. Special, yes, but far from us. We treat Shabbat like a bride. Close to us, connected to us, and probably a groom might know, but maybe a bride might know for the opposite, that when you see a bride for the first time, your bride for the first time, it's like seeing nothing else. And so Yanai was the one who said, "Lo, personalize it. Think of Shabbat as someone, the closest person you can think." And Hanina again thought of God or Shabbat like a queen. And so what happened? They both made it into our Shabbat service. Hanina's, like I said, was introduced in Shabbat HaMalkah, Hachama Merosh, and Yanai's words became the last verse of Lecha Dodi, which we are going to continue with now. And so we're going to sing Lecha Dodi, and as is our custom, when we reach the verse which speaks about Shabbat as a bride, we'll rise and we'll face the entrance of the sanctuary, almost as if a bride was entering when we reach that. So Lecha Dodi, this is page 138.
Lecha Dodi, likrat kala, b'nei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha Dodi, likrat kala, b'nei Shabbat nekabela. Shamor v'zachor b'dibur echad, Hishmi'anu el ha'miyuchad, Adonai echad, Shemo echad, L'shemo tiferet v'litchila. Lecha Dodi, likrat kala, b'nei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha Dodi, likrat kala, b'nei Shabbat nekabela. Likrat Shabbat lechu v'nelecha, ki hi mekor ha'beracha, merosh miketem nislucha, sof ma'aseh b'machshava tchila. Lecha Dodi, likrat kala, b'nei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha Dodi, likrat kala, b'nei Shabbat nekabela. Hitoreri, hitoreri, ki va'orech umiori, uri, uri, shir daveri, kevod Adonai alayich nitla. Lecha Dodi, likrat kala, b'nei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha Dodi, likrat kala, b'nei Shabbat nekabela.
Please rise and let's face the entrance.
Ohi v'shalom ateret bala, gam b'simcha u'v'tzola, toch emunei hamseula. Boi chala, Lecha Dodi, likrat kala, b'nei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha Dodi, likrat kala, b'nei Shabbat nekabela.
Remain standing, please. We continue now on page 146 as we continue with our call to worship, which is the Baruch Hu.
Am I awake? Am I prepared? Are you listening to my prayer? Can you hear my voice? Can you understand? Am I awake? Am I prepared? Yada-dai-dai-dai, 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 yada-dai-dai-dai. Barechu et Adonai HaMevorach. Baruch Adonai HaMevorach Le'olam va'ed. Le'olam va'ed. Yada-dai-dai-dai, 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 yada-dai-dai-dai.
Join me on page 149 in the English. Praise to you, Adonai, our God, from whom the evening flows. Your wisdom sets the way in which time and season glide. Your breath guides the sail of the stars. Creator of the tide of time and light, you guide the current of day into night. As heaven spans to infinity, you set its course for eternity. Praise to you, Adonai, our God, from whom the evening flows. Baruch atah Adonai ha'ma'ariv aravim. Page 152.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. 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 Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto, Le'olam Va'ed.
Please be seated. And wanted to share with you a quick thought about V'ahavta before we chanted. So in the second verse of V'ahavta, it says, V'hayu hadvarim ha'ele, and these words, Asher anochi mitzavcha hayom, that I command you this day, al levavecha should be on your hearts. Al levavecha. The Kutzker Rebbe, one of these, I would like to be known as the Arnold der Rebbe. Because the Kutzker came from Kutsk, and so therefore the Kutzker. And I want to be the Arnold der.
I'll make it happen.
Thank you.
Yeah.
See, so the Kutzker noticed the fact that that the V'ahavta, it says that these words should be al levavecha, on your heart. Why not bilvavcha, that's the word I'm looking for. Anyway, why is it not in your heart? Why instead on your heart? And the Kutzker Rebbe said, look, not everyone has an open heart at all times. Not everyone is ready or prepared to listen, embrace these important words, meaningful words, special words. And sometimes they just need to be sitting on your heart, so when the moment comes that your heart opens, those words are ready to enter your heart. Of course, he had to add, though, and when your heart is open, he went on to say that the words penetrate deep into your soul. And so as we prepare for V'ahavta, page 154, and I invite you, of course, to join me, make sure that your heart is open to experience these words so that they'll penetrate deep. Join us.
V'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha b'chol levavcha v'chol nafshecha u'v'chol me'odecha v'hayu hadvarim ha'ele asher anochi mitzavecha hayom al levarecha v'shinantam levanecha v'divarta bam v'shivtecha beveitecha uvlechtecha v'derech uv'shoftecha uv'kumecha וקשרתם לאות על ידיך, והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך, וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך, למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי, והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים, להיות לכם אלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אדוני אלוהיכם, אמת.
Page 157. Please join me. Standing on the parted shores of history, we still believe what we were taught before ever we stood at Sinai's foot, that wherever we go, it is eternally Egypt, that there is a better place, a promised land, that the winding way to that promise passes through the wilderness, that there is no way to get from here to there except by joining hands, marching together. Micham Mocha, page 158.
Who is like you? Adonai, who is like you? Adonai, yai dai 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 yai dai 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 yai dai 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 yai da 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 da. Yai dai dai dai, yai dai 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 yai dai 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 ya da 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 da. Michamocha ba'elim Adonai, michamocha nedar hakodesh, nora tehilo osefele, nora tehilo osefele. Yai dai dai dai, yai dai 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 yai dai 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 ya da 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 da. Yai dai dai dai, yai dai 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 yai dai 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 ya da 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 da.
All right, so so many cultures and faiths have prayers that you say right as you're going to bed. Help me, let me go to bed nice and safe, and don't let anything get me. That's my own version of it. But in Jewish tradition, we have it too, except ours is part of our Shabbat service and our evening service. It's called Hashkivenu, and it speaks about how we can go to sleep at night so we can rise and wake up the next morning rested and rejuvenated and ready to face the day. So Hashkivenu, page 160.
Hashkivenu Adonai, Eloheinu Lishalom, Vehamidenu Shomreinu Lechaim. Spread the shelter of your peace over us. Guide us in wisdom, compassion, and trust. Hashkivenu Adonai, Eloheinu Lishalom, Vehamidenu Shomreinu Lechaim. Save us for the sake of your name. Shield us from hatred, from sorrow and pain. Hashkivenu Adonai, Eloheinu Lishalom, Vehamidenu Shomreinu Lechaim. Lechaim, Lechaim.
162, the special prayer for Shabbat, the Shamru.
Vishamru v'nei Yisrael et HaShabbat, la'asot et HaShabbat ledorotam berit olam. Vishamru v'nei Yisrael et HaShabbat, la'asot et HaShabbat ledorotam berit olam. Beini uvein b'nei Yisrael oti leolam. Vishamru b'nei Yisrael et HaShabbat, la'asot et HaShabbat ledorotam berit olam. Vishamru b'nei Yisrael et HaShabbat, la'asot et HaShabbat ledorotam berit olam. Ki sheshet yamim asa Adonai et hashamayim me'et haaretz. Vishamru b'nei Yisrael et HaShabbat, la'asot et HaShabbat ledorotam berit olam. Vishamru b'nei Yisrael et HaShabbat, la'asot et HaShabbat ledorotam berit olam. Ubayom hashvi'i Shabbat vayinavash, Shabbat vayinavash. Vishamru b'nei Yisrael et HaShabbat, la'asot et HaShabbat ledorotam berit olam. Vishamru b'nei Yisrael et את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם.
All right, we continue now with Tefillah, which of course begins with Adonai Sifatai Tiftach on page 164. Then we're going to go to 166, 168, and 170 in rapid succession. Please rise.
Adonai Sifatai Tiftach Ufi Agi Tehilatecha. Adonai, open up my lips that my mouth may declare your praise. Yadadai, dai, dai, 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 yadadai, dai, dai.
166.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu Elohei Avotenu v'Imotenu Elohei Abraham Elohei Yitzchak Elohei Yaakov Elohei Sarah Elohei Rivka Elohei Leah Elohei Rachel Ha'el Hagadol Hagibor v'Hanora El Elyon Gomel Chasadim Tovim V'Koneh HaKol V'Zocher Chasdei Avot V'Imahot U'Mevii Geula Livnei Bneihem Leman Shemo Be'ahava Melech Ozer U'Moshiach U'Magen Baruch Atah Adonai Magen Avraham Be'ezrat Sarah Atah Gibor Le'olam Adonai Mechayeh HaKol Atah Rav Lehoshia Mashiv HaRuach U'Morid HaGashem Mechalkel Chayim Bechesed Mechayeh HaKol Berachamim Rabim Somech Noflim Verofech Olim Umatir Asurim Umekayem Emunato Lishenei Avar Michamocha Ba'al Gevurot Umidomech Melech Memit Umechayeh Umatzmiach Yeshua V'ne'eman atah lehachayot hakol Baruch atah Adonai Mechayeh hakol Atah kadosh v'shimcha kadosh U'kedoshim b'chol yom yahlelucha selah Baruch atah Adonai Ha'el HaKadosh.
Please be seated. So just to tell you, for those of you who are regulars here for our Shabbat services, that next week and the following week, I will not be here with you. I am traveling to Israel on Tuesday, this coming Tuesday, for an opportunity once again to volunteer and help our loved ones. As you know, that this is our connection with the state of Israel is so important to me. I think it's central to who we are, certainly central to my own personal Judaism. And though things seem to be not nearly on a day-to-day basis, they don't seem to be as hostile as it felt over the last year or 15 months. At the same time, it might not look that way, but it's still difficult, and it will always be difficult until we have some closure and some feeling of wholeness when we have all of our loved ones back, all of those who are still captives and hostages back again. And so a quick blessing for those who are held captive, and then afterwards, a song which I find to be very meaningful to me. It's just one line, and it's on page 198, I think. Yeah, 198. It's part of the morning service, and it's the third little blessing down. And it's Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam matir asurim, the one who blessed are you for freeing the captives. But this quick blessing, may the one who blessed our ancestors, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, Sarah, Rebecca, Leah, and Rachel, please bless and protect and guard those who were abducted and taken hostage, the missing and the kidnapped who were taken from their homes, who were taken from their villages and their kibbutzim, from military posts and from fields of dancing, and who remain in grave danger. They are in hostile and foreign locations, in the hands of messengers of destruction. For we and all the people of Israel are praying on their behalf. May you, O God, have compassion upon them and bring them out from darkness and the shadow of death. Break their bonds and deliver them from distress and redeem them speedily, returning them to their families, their towns and homes, and to fields of dance and joy. And let us say, Amen.
Baruch atah
So our service continues from freeing the captives to a hope and blessing for peace. That, of course, is Shalom Rav, and it's on page 170. It's below. No wonder I couldn't find the page number. Yes, so you find the words below on your prayer booklet that was handed to you. So Shalom Rav.
Make of us a house for all people. Gather us in hope for all people. Surround us in peace for all people, in wholeness and in love. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha Tasim Le'olam. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha Tasim Le'olam. אתה הוא מלך אדון לכל השלום. כי אתה הוא מלך אדון לכל השלום, לכל השלום. שלום רב על ישראל עמך תשים לעולם. שלום רב על ישראל עמך תשים לעולם. וטוב בעיניך לברך את עמך ישראל בכל עת ובכל שעה בשלומך, בשלומך. Make of us a house for all people, gather us in hope for all people, surround us in peace for all people, in wholeness and in love. Make of us a house for all people, gather us in hope for all people, surround us in peace for all people, in wholeness and in love. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha Tasim Le'olam. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha Tasim Le'olam. Tasim Le'olam. Tasim Le'olam.
Feel free to put your prayer books down, at least for a little while, because this is our time when we get a chance to share a little bit, connect a little bit, and become the holy community that we strive to be. And so the way we do it is by sharing a little bit of our lives, only if you want to. No one has to, obviously, but we create a little space for you. So if you have experienced joy, we'll get to struggle a little bit later, but joy recently, and you have an instinct to share it because we want to hear it, then please just raise your hand and share your joy. I'm supposed to just be like, oh, great. You know? You bought a house today. You all together bought a house today. Is it close to where you're currently living? Far. Is it in a different zip code? Yes. Is it in a different state? No. Will you have to change schools? Yeah, next year. What are you going to do about the school bus for the remainder of this year? The mom bus. Well, mazel tov on a new residence. We're so psyched for you. I believe the expression is titchadshu, may you, which is the way you say just enjoy it or renew yourself from it. Really, that's amongst the best joys we've heard at Temple Bet Shalom in a long time. So, mazel tov. Miranda, you gonna try to follow that one? Yeah? Congratulations. Yep, I'm aware of that. Congratulations. A black belt, musical accomplishments, and a new house. Wait, I have a question for you, Miranda. If you had someone offered you a new house, but you had to turn in your black belts? No. Just checking. So for the joy of, we're not done. For the joy of houses, musical accomplishments, and black belts, join me in a little bit of Can You He? 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 All right, more joy. You can go first.
School's out, what a break.
Woo! Do you know that Alice Cooper sang a song about that? You should see if your parents can find that song somewhere, because it's worthy. Really good. I mean, he's kind of a frightening guy, but at the same time, because Alice Cooper is not a woman, it's a man, it's kind of frightening person, but the song is fabulous. Congratulations. Joy.
I have a new grandchild.
Wow. Congratulations. New to you or new all to the world? I'm just making sure you didn't like just buy one, you know. Because you can get them at Target. I returned 2 of my kids. You can return, you can get them credit, store credit. Congratulations. Mazel tov. How old?
2 months.
Beautiful. Beautiful. What's the name?
Madeline.
Madeline. Love it. Mazel tov. More joy? Yes, Karen. Wow.
Introduced by the president of the and with ambassadors from multiple places present. It was quite a production.
Wow.
It was in typical Palauan fashion, low key,
Mm-hmm.
very laid back. And it's too hot to do a thing.
That's right.
But it was lovely and very exciting.
So, becoming formally sworn in as a justice of the Supreme Court of Palau, your son Peter, along with the joy, an even greater joy than becoming a justice of the Supreme Court. School's out for the next couple weeks. And coming at a very distant third, new grandchildren. Mazel tov, of course, for grandchildren, for, that's right, for accomplishments, legal accomplishments, and for no more school. Join me. Can you hear? Can you hear? Can you hear? Can you hear? Anybody else want to share a little joy? Morris? Wow. Star math student, huh? Runs in the family. More joy? Any joy behind me? No? Joy in front of me? No. All right, so I'll tell it for you. I'll pretend I'm you. So Lou and I are so happy that we've got our boys, Max and Xander, here with us at services and around and visiting and kind of making us part of the creating the family again. We got the band back together again. So I said it for you. Doing great in school, doing great in law. Are you a Supreme Court justice yet? Not yet. Give it time. It's growth. Retired. That means he's tired once again. He was very tired when they were younger in the house, and now he's tired once again. Mazel tov. All right, so not retired, untired. Mazel tov, Baruch atah Adonai gomel chasadim tovim. We praise you, Adonai, our God, for partnering with us in the various joys that are in our lives. Amen. Now, along with the joy, of course, is a measure of difficulty and struggle. Loved ones of ours do not have a sense of wholeness, do not have a sense of complete health, and for some people that's health, physical health, and for others it comes in the form of emotional health or mental health. But nonetheless, we have a blessing that we say called Mishaberach, which helps connect us with our loved ones who are in need of healing, and also helps us connect with each other because it builds a sense of community here when we are sharing in each other's struggles. And so I'm going to begin this blessing by sharing with you the first part. And then after the first part, I'm going to pause and give people a chance to share any name that they wish of someone who is in need of healing. And you can say your own name if you want. You can say names in Hebrew or English, or just think it to yourself. But there'll be some time to share names. And then afterwards, we'll complete the blessing and then sing. So the blessing begins, Misha Berach Avotenu, Avraham, Yitzchak, v'Yaakov. V'imotenu Sarah, Rivka, Leah, v'Rachel. Those words mean, may the one who blessed our ancestors, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, Sarah, Rebecca, Leah, and Rachel. Hu yivarech v'yirapet kol hacholim shelanu. May God bless and heal all of our loved ones who are in need of healing, especially the ones whom we name at this time. And so I'll kind of look around the room, and when my eye meets yours, if you'd like to share the name of someone in need of healing, please feel free to do so. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you. And I would like to add Allison Herman, Shlomo David ben Nechama, Yirmiyahu Peretz ben Shoshana, Shoshana Rivka bat Tzipora, Zachary Meyer, Ronnie Meyer, Alana Knott, and Ren Cleveland. Vishlach lahem bimheira refuah shalema. May God send them speedily a complete recovery, refuat hanefesh, refuat haguf, a healing of body and a healing of spirit. B'toch sha'ar cholei Yisrael, amongst all who are in need of healing. V'nomar, amen. Let us say amen. Misha Berach, page 371.
Misha Berach Avotenu Mikor HaBracha Leimotenu. May the source of strength, who blessed the ones before us, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say, Amen. Mishe Berach Imotenu Mikor HaBracha Lavotenu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shelema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say, Amen.
We pause now for a moment of silence.
Ve'yon libi lefanecha. יהיו לרצון אמרתי והגון ליבי לפניך יהיו לרצון אמרתי והגון ליבי לפניך אדוני צורי אדוני צורי אדוני צורי וגואלי אדוני צורי אדוני צורי אדוני צורי וגואלי יהיו לרצון אמרתי והגיון ליבי לפניך יהיו לרצון אמרתי והגיון ליבי לפניך
Okay, our service continues now with Aleinu, page 586. We invite you to please rise.
Aleinu l'shabeach v'adon ha'ol, ateit g'dula l'yotzer reshit, shelo asanu k'goyei ha'aratzot, v'lo shamanu k'mishbechot ha'adama, shelo sam chelkeinu ka'hem, v'goraleinu k'chol amonam, v'anachnu korim u'mishtachavim u'modim, לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא ונאמר היה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד ושמו
Please be seated. So in just a moment, we'll be continuing with our mourner's prayer called the Kaddish. We have indeed instituted a new tradition here, which is that, and obviously you only need to do this if you want to. No one has to do this. But if you hear the name of a loved one who has passed away, and we are observing either Shloshim, the 30 days of intensive mourning, or a yahrzeit, I certainly invite you to rise when you hear the name of your loved one. In that way, we have the capacity to identify you and see that you are in mourning, or at least in some way or another. Even if you're not, it's been many, many years, but still see that this is a moment in time in which you are brought back to thinking about a loved one, and it causes you pain, love and pain at the same time. And after we finish reading the list of those Shloshim and yahrzeits, then I will invite anyone else to rise if you wish, in support or because it's your tradition. So first, let me share with you three loved ones whose who we are observing Shloshim, the 30 days of intensive mourning. Lovingly, we remember Marguerite Cook, the stepmother of Karen Cook, Adele Bernstein, aunt of Jared Kalish, and Marilyn Brown Cosin, the cousin of Penny Croydon. And we also remember at this time these loved ones whose yahrzeits occur on this Shabbat: Alan Kleinman, Mary Taylor, Phil Tice, Helen Waldstein, Samuel Goldstein, Frida Frenchie Kellerman, Norma Mitchum, Stanley Rosenthal, Bernard Weinstein, Paul Shield, Elliot Shapiro, Joseph Waxel, Yunya Dlugach, Adolf Schatzberg, Barbara Ann Markle, Alan Solinger, Gladys Miller, Louis Kushner, Jeanette Dwoskin, Itzhak Saban, and Carol Kerr. And now I invite anyone who wishes to join these loved ones in support or in your own personal mourning to rise as we continue with the Kaddish. It's on page 598. Yitgadal v'yitkadash shemei Rabbah Bialma divra chirutei v'yamlich malchutei b'chayechon uvyomechon uv'chayei dechal beit Yisrael ba'agala uv'izman kariv v'imru. Amen. Yehi shemei Rabbah mevarach le'alam ul'almei almaya yiparach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnasei v'yitadar v'yit'aleh v'yitalal shemei dekudsha b'richu le'elah min kol birchata v'shirata tushbachata v'nechamata da'amiram bi'alma v'imru. Amen. Yehi shlama Rabbah min Shemaya v'chayim aleinu v'yal kol Yisrael v'imru. Amen. Osei shalom bimromav hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu v'yal kol Yisrael v'imru. Amen. May the source of peace send peace to all who mourn and comfort to every bereaved heart. Amen. Please be seated. Thank you. All right. Our service is almost over, rapidly coming to a conclusion, and I would like to just share with you a handful of announcements before we conclude. Firstly, Winter Relief starts on the 23rd, which is Monday. We still need volunteers, so please check your weekly email and see if there's anything you can volunteer for to assist with the tasks that accompany Winter Relief. My classes, Torah study and the Sages class, neither of them will be happening for the next 2 weeks. Classes resume on January 13th and 14th. We are still in the final days of our annual appeal. Men's Club and Sisterhood offered to match contributions before, and they did. And now we have a new person who is willing to match up to the next $10,000. So please consider making a contribution to our annual appeal if you haven't, so that we will, the match will be as high as we can get it. Pancake breakfast.
Cool.
That's right. Pancake breakfast is on January 5th. Please RSVP by Wednesday, January 3rd, and also please skip dinner the night before so you can be nice and hungry for pancakes that morning. The annual Temple Beth Shalom cook-off, January 11th. All details and links can be found in the weekly email. Learn if you would like to chant the Torah, but you always felt like, oh, I can't do that.
Yes, you can.
Yes, you can. However, there are a couple of prerequisites. You needed to take Psychology 101 before you, no, okay. You need to be able to decode and decipher the Hebrew letters. So you can't just come in with no Hebrew understanding, but you don't have to be a pro, that's for sure. So if you are interested in learning how to chant Torah, Cantor Snyder is going to be doing 3 sessions, which is plenty of time to teach you how to learn how to chant the Torah. I'm not kidding, plenty of time.
You gotta get it.
Anything else you want to know about the temple and what's happening, just check our website or our weekly email, which is really, really thorough. Please, if there's one thing that we at the temple do not like hearing is when people say, oh, I didn't know about that. Everything is in the weekly email. Everything. I mean, not just everything, and things that don't need to be in the weekly email. We put it in the weekly email just to be on the safe side. So please read or at least skim the weekly email every week. Okay, I think I have begged enough. We are going to conclude with Motzi and then Adon Olam. So Adon Olam, which can be found on page 625, I think? 25. What do you know? But first, Motzi. Please join me. Oh, this looks like a good challah. Oh, I forgot to mention, wait, I'm so sorry. Let me just say a few more thank yous, a few more things. Thank you so much to Marshall Feldman and also Heidi Schnapp for serving as ushers this evening. And thank you so much also to Betty and Don Morgenstern, along with Vered Mullen and Sybil Wish for sponsoring the Oneg. And I know that Vered did more than just sponsor, she did a ton of the cooking. And so, I'm also aware that she picked foods which were some of her father's favorites. It was his yard site this week. So it's kind of special. But this challah also appears to be a Mullen special. So please join me. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam hamotzi lechem min haaretz.
Shabbat Shalom.
All right, 625, Adon Olam.
Adon Olam,
Adon Olam,
Asher Malach,
Asher Malach,
B'terem kol Yitzir Nivra, Le'nasa,
Le'et Nasa,
V'chefzo kol,
Bechefso Kol,
Azai Melech Shemo Nikra, Ve'acharei Kichlot Hakol, Levado, Yimlot Nora, Ve'hu Haya, Ve'hu Ohed, Ve'hu Yeh B'Tivara, Adon Olam,
Adon Olam,
Asher Malach,
Asher Malach,
B'terem kol Yitzir Nivra, Le'et Nasa,
Le'et Nasa,
V'chefzo kol,
Bechefso Kol,
Azai Melech Shemo Nikra, Ve'hu Echad Ve'ein Sheni, Lehamshir Lo, Lehachbira, B'li Reishit, B'li Tachlit, B'lo Ha'oz Ve'hamizrah, Adon Olam,
Adon Olam,
Asher Malach,
Asher Malach,
B'terem kol Yitzir Nivra, Le'et Nasa,
Le'et Nasa,
V'chefzo kol,
Bechefso Kol,
Azai Melech Shemo Nikra, Ve'hu Eli V'chai Goali, V'tzor Chevli, Ve'et Tzara, Ve'hu Nisi, Umanos Li, Minat Kosi B'yom Ekra, Adon Olam,
Adon Olam,
Asher Malach,
Asher Malach,
B'terem kol Yitzir Nivra, Le'et Nasa,
Le'et Nasa,
V'chefzo kol,
Bechefso Kol,
Azai Melech Shemo Nikra, Beyado Afki Bruchi, Be'et Ishan, Ve'ayira, Be'im Ruchi, Yeviati, Adonai Live Lo Ira, Adon Olam,
Adon Olam,
Asher Malach,
Asher Malach,
B'terem kol Yitzir Nivra, Le'et Nasa,
Le'et Nasa,
V'chefzo kol,
Bechefso Kol,
Azai Melech Shemo Nikra, Azai Melech Shemo Nikra, Azai Melech Shemo Nikra.
Shabbat Shalom. Thank you so much to Tom, to Chris, to Lou. Shabbat Shalom. Join us in the lobby for an Oneg Shabbat. You're like early.
Yeah, no, that was great. Thank you.
was just so smooth. I was just kind of a little wham and just taking it, and then I'm going to run out all the stuff. That's what I was going to do. And normally you just touch the side and it gets okay. But everything was happening too quickly.